Hey, it's Thursday evening, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So everybody knows what that means. It's time for Yo-Yo Talk. And I'm here with our show's producer, Sean, who promises me there will be no sound issues on this episode. If you happen to have tuned in live for last month's episode, there was a period of time where our guest on the show, the amazing Steve Brown, was on mime mode. We could not hear him, although he could hear us. We, meaning Sean, did everything to get it straightened out. And anyway, I later edited out about 15 minutes of silence on our YouTube channel. So now it's a much more enjoyable episode to watch. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe to our YouTube channel, I would highly recommend that you do that right now. And we would also like to let you know right now we are streaming live on both Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So anyway, I've got a lot of interesting topics for you tonight. At least I think they're interesting. And I'm going to be talking about a major historic yo-yo find, which has a coolness factor of about 9 out of 10. I'll also be discussing with Dano the Mano the upcoming Florida State Yo-Yo Championships, which will be held in December. This is going to be the biggest Florida State Championships ever, and Doc Lucky's Yo-Yo Talk is the title sponsor of this year's championships, so you'll want to hear all about that and maybe even show up. So I'm also going to go over who's on the nominee list currently for the National Yo-Yo Hall of Fame for 2022. And I'll, of course, show you the leaderboard again of our top 3 nominees. And at the end of the show, we will have our trivia contest, and hopefully you guys will stick around for that. You will need to sign up for the trivia challenge, as this is an online live event. It's not like we used to do it where you would just kind of put it in the chat. So don't put answers in the chat on the Facebook chat or something like that, or on this chat. The link is already up. Sean has got it posted. There'll be 5 questions, and we've got a pretty cool prize for tonight, and then I'll be showing you that prize shortly. Sean will be posting that link. Well, he's already posted that link. It's right down there. And speaking of last month's episode, Steve Brown, who is one of the directors of the World Online Yo-Yo Contest, went over some of the rules and what was happening with the contest. Now, as of this show, the prelims are now completed, and we do have results available. You can see kind of them up there, but you can go online and see them all and look at them up close. I believe the final stuff is going to happen, or the final finalists are going to be listed on November the 12th. So that's something to keep an eye on. And if you want to see how everybody did, check out the online World Yo-Yo Contest. The videos are there, and they're very interesting to watch. One thing I did enjoy about reading the results was that for most of the competitors, they posted what brand of yo-yo and what type of yo-yo they were throwing. And I think that's very good for all of the championships to do that. I've encouraged that for years. It helps promote the companies, and if they do well, and then they give back to the community by supporting championship events. So anyway, that's cool that they were doing that. So while we're waiting for folks to sign in, I thought I might answer a question that I sometimes get, and that is, what's Doc Lucky doing these days? Certainly I have a lot of irons in the fire. My Mohs surgery practice, of course, takes up a wee bit of time. And then there's underwater hockey and the lake swim and collecting yo-yos and this show and Special Olympics and on and on and on. However, there always to be the most current project, and I'll share you right now what I've been kind of working on. Sean, show them that clip. So, as you know, I'm into filming, and I like doing short films as well as some documentaries. I think the interest in short films was flamed by the UVT, which, for those of the guys that don't know, this was an underground video throwdown, a little film festival contest that was held for several years and associated with Worlds, or maybe even Nationals too, I think sometimes. We even hosted one of the film festivals at my house during Worlds one year. And it was cool to get together with other yo-yo filmmakers and put together some pretty weird, edgy films. And I still like making short films, and if you are a frequent viewer of the show, you will have seen me plug my short film from a couple of years ago, Sentient. I filmed it with Sean, Maximus, my son, and my niece, Maylin. And it was actually an official selection in several film festivals, and it did win a writing award too. And if you haven't seen it, you ought to check it out. It's only 3 minutes long, and I'll have Sean post the YouTube link. Anyway, its premise was regarding AI, artificial intelligence, becoming sentient. And shortly after I did the film, it was interesting that Elon Musk said that AI sentience was one of the most scary things he feared in the future. Now, of course, he's working on robots to do that very same thing. Anyway, a few months back, Doc Pop on his show Popcast showed a couple of amazing images where AI had created artwork from prompts. One was rock the baby, what would the AI come up with? And this is what it came up with. And I was intrigued, and I got hooked on the site, and then one thing led to another, and I think I showed a couple of images I made on a previous episode. Then I thought, what if I combine several different AI programs to create a film? So I used AI to write a script, I used AI to create artwork, AI to do animations, AI to do voiceover, AI to do music, etc., etc. And then what we ended up with was a short film called Yo-Yo Dominance, which sadly I can't show you because it's in the film festival circuit right now. But it was very interesting to see what the AI came up with, and some of it you will see is very bizarre. It's also some very disturbing images and animations. So to make a long story short, I submitted Yo-Yo Dominance to a bunch of film festivals in their experimental film category. Most of these festivals for the 2023 circuit, but there are already some that are accepting films, and we did get accepted as a semifinalist in the Los Angeles Cinematography Awards Festival, so woohoo on that. And in about a year, I'll be able to show you the entire 3-minute film on Yo-Yo Talk, but otherwise you can only see it whenever it shows in film festivals that it gets selected for. But anyway, I just wanted to do a little bit of bragging and let you know what I've been up to. Yo-Yo Dominance. Well, it's highly unlikely you will see me at the Academy Awards this year unless the bribes actually get accepted. However, it is fun to get a little bit of recognition at some of these film festivals. And guys, I see people are starting to sign in and stuff. Make sure you sign up for that trivia contest. Sean has the link up, and then I think he has posted. I saw the link for Sentient if you ever wanted to check that out. Fun little 3-minute short film. Okay, let's see what we are playing for in our trivia contest tonight. This is our prize package. Remember, you will need to sign in to play the trivia contest, and Sean has the link up. So let's look at that prize package. Okay, this is what you're going to win if you are the winner of the trivia contest later in the show tonight. This, of course, has the Trivia Champion t-shirt, Doc Lucky's Yo-Yo Talk. I hope you are either a medium or a double extra large, because that's all we have. Again, if you've already won a Trivia Champion t-shirt, you don't get one. This is just for new winners. We've got a couple stickers there. Of course, the Yo-Yo Talk sticker, and then the Florida State Championship sticker. You can get one of those before everybody else. But the real plum here is what I call the psychedelic Duncan butterfly. Some people refer to as the pop art butterfly or the pastel butterfly. This is on the very first original card. You can see it has what we call the nostriled Yo-Yo Man. It also has a pre-printed price of $1. The later versions of this psychedelic butterfly sold for $1.29, which was also pre-printed on the package. So pretty rare yo-yo. I haven't seen one of these come up on eBay in a really long time. Have no idea what the value would be at auction, but you can win it today. Now, some people say, hey, I heard they were going to do a vintage reproduction of this, and yes, Duncan is releasing that, and here is a example of that. And of course, the first thing that people say is, well, how can we tell them apart from the originals, which have collectible value? And it's pretty easy when they're on the card. You can see the difference in the cards quite nicely. But looking at the yo-yo, the real key here is those little letters there, which are not on the original. I have no idea what this is. I think it's some sort of satanic phrase, but that is the way you can tell the reproduction easily from one of the originals that came out in the early 70s. I'm not sure what year they started, but they ended in 75, so this is a pretty old yo-yo here. Anyway, that's our prize package for tonight. All right, that's a nice little item there. And I did go back and check on some of the old auction listings to see if I could find kind of what they were selling for. And not on the original card, but loose, it's sold for as high as $64. So no telling what on the original card it would be. So you got to add $7 or $8 to postage on that if you're getting it shipped to you. So anyway, nice little thing there to go. And yes, if I didn't see who wrote that, they said they thought they could slip into the medium shirt if they won. They are very stretchable. So and you know, if you've got good abs, that's what you want anyway. So don't forget to sign in to the contest. It should be up there on the downward. Where did you post that, Sean? Anyway, Sean's posting it again, so make sure you sign in.
It's in the comments, but it's also here on the screen for everyone.
Oh, okay, in the comments and on the screen there. So, oh yeah, there's the QR code. Good. All right, early in the show I mentioned there was a major historic find in the yo-yo world. So let's check that out, Sean. Let's run that clip. Every once in a while, something pops up on eBay that is just an incredible find historically. And that happened a few weeks ago when this particular piece I will show you came up for auction. The artwork itself is not what gives it its value, but rather the history behind the piece and the provenance of the item. Now, if you are a serious yo-yo collector, we all know of the Mr. Yo-Yo mascot that graced the cover of the 1947 and later the 1950s trick book for the Duncan Yo-Yo Company. The wooden statue was based on the cartoon character demonstrating the tricks in the Duncan trick books. That same cartoon character was also used in the Cheerio trick book as well. Now, that wood-carved statuette photo that graced the cover of the Duncan trick book was one of actually two that existed. The one on the cover was the smaller version of the two, but a larger one was made, which was on display in the lobby of the Duncan Yo-Yo factory for several years. And this larger version is the piece that you're looking at right now, one of the two original Mr. Yo-Yo Duncan mascot statuettes. The statuettes were carved and made by the Duncan plant employees. The bigger version, this one, that is a foot tall, was on display in the plant during its heyday all through the early 60s until the plant was closed down following its bankruptcy. Now here's the provenance for the statue. Tex Schultz, one of the Duncan Yo-Yo demonstrators of the 50s and 60s, ended up taking the figure from the plant when it was shut down, and then decades later, when his collection was acquired by another individual, this person ended up selling it to a yo-yo collector who had it in his collection for over 15 years. Now, those of you who have seen my collection may say, wait a minute, haven't I already seen this statue in your collection? Isn't that the smaller version that the photo for the trick book was taken? And the answer to that is, of course, no. Right now, nobody knows, to my knowledge, where the other original Duncan mascot statuette is located, or if it's still in existence. What you are looking at here is a reproduction. Yes, it's hand-carved of the Mr. Duncan Yo-Yo Man, but it is not on a Mr. Yo-Yo Man base. And you will notice here, as the backside turns around, the statue of the hand The hand of the statue is clearly giving everybody the finger, which I can assure you the original statue did not have. This was also marked on the base of the foot, the origin, and the date 1992. Obviously, this was made decades after the original statuettes. An interesting piece to say the least, but not an original Duncan Yo-Yo Man statue. So there you have it. A real treasure has been uncovered, and I will of course have it on display here in my collection for everybody to come and see and pay homage to this iconic piece of yo-yo memorabilia. The statue is also accepting tithings of yo-yos. So anyway, I'm glad this piece has not been lost to the sands of time, and hopefully someday it'll end up in the Smithsonian. One last thing, if anyone out there has a photo of Mr. Yo-Yo in the Duncan Lobby display case, please share it with the yo-yoing community. I'm going to say I saw John Gates comment about his only tattoo came from that trick book. And I'm assuming it's Mr. Yo-Yo that he's referring to, the tattoo. And I could have sworn I've seen that somewhere else. I want to say on Chuck Short, if I'm not mistaken. There may be more other people that have that little Mr. Yo-Yo tattooed somewhere on their body. I had thought that that was Lofty Pursuit, spelled wrong, Lofte. And so I texted Greg Cohen before the show and said, hey, did you carve this? Is this from Lofty Pursuits? He says, no, that wasn't him at all. And that was prior to Lofty Pursuit. So if anybody knows the origin of that 1992 carving, let us know. I'd appreciate the shout out there. Now, if you are a frequent viewer of this show, you know that we are right now in the midst of the nominations for the National Yo-Yo Hall of Fame. We're taking nominations for 2022. Currently, we have 14 nominees. Anybody can nominate anybody, but I would encourage you not to nominate people that are already in the National Yo-Yo Hall of Fame. And you can find out who those folks are by going to the nationalyoyohalloffame.com. The way the induction in the Hall of Fame works is that we accept nominations from everyone, and you don't have to even be a yo-yo player to make a nomination. The top 3 people with the most nominations automatically get into the 10 finalist pool. The other 7 finalists are selected from the nominee pool by the executive committee, which are largely made up by current Hall of Fame members. After the final 10 nominees are selected, there's a vote made by the members of the Academy of Yo-Yo Arts, and they select the 3 inductees for 2022. So, I'm going to show you our current leaderboard, and this really didn't change any from last week. And can you pop that leaderboard up? There they are. Okay, so we got Jimmy Johnson, we've got John Higby, and then we got Bob Maloney. All of these guys are obviously very well deserving. They've been in the finalist 10 in the past. But we also have other individuals that are on our list, and that list includes, in alphabetical order, well, not on that list. Well, okay. I guess they are in alphabetical order. No.
No, they're not.
And some names were left off there. So I'm not sure. I'll have to go back and relook at that list. Let me read who is actually on our list. So we've got Bob Maloney, Brad Countryman, Brandon Vu, Chuck Short, Fast Eddie McDonald, Gentry Stein, Jennifer Baybrook, Jimmy Johnson, John Higby, Julius, Mark McBride, Paul Escalar, Stuart Crump, and Tommy Reyes. So I'm not sure what happened to that list that just rolled. I may have got an old list in or something I was working on. So I'll update that when it gets put on YouTube.
What about this one?
Ah, there it is. That's the current list. I'm not sure where that other one came from.
Attached to the video you gave me. The other one just had it at the end of the video.
Oh, okay. So that was from the last show. That's who the nominees were from the last show. So this is actually the current list here, and they are just listed in alphabetical order, not giving anybody special attention. But anyway, all these people are well known in the yo-yo community, and they probably all at one time or another will end up getting into the Hall of Fame. Okay, we have a big championship meet coming up, and I'm not sure if there have been any other state championships this year, but we are trying to get it on again in Florida, and I'm happy to say that Doc Lucky's Yo-Yo Talk is the title sponsor for this year's Florida State Yo-Yo Championships, which will be held on December 10th in Groveland, Florida. I had a nice little discussion with Dano the Mano on kind of the insider information about the Florida State Championships and how to get involved. So, Sean, let's roll that clip. I'm here with Dano the Mano. We are going to talk about the State Yo-Yo Championships for Florida 2022. Dano is the co-meet director of this big event. And just a little background on Dano. Dano is, number one, a serious yo-yo collector. He loves yo-yos and he loves collecting them, which I appreciate. Number two, he is a player himself. He has placed as high as 8th place in the Florida State Championship, beating the 8-year-old that broke both wrists the week before and was in cast. So quite an accomplishment there, yeah. Dano. So anyway, he has been working very, very hard on putting this together. Dano has been responsible for several other yo-yo events here in the state just this year. I've been to a couple of them. It was great fun, and we had Duncan out, and we're getting it back into the scene here in Florida with the yo-yos. COVID is gone now, or in the background, and now we can get back to the championships, and they've already got some really good registration. So, Dano, I'm just going to talk to me about the State Yo-Yo Championships and tell me what's going on right now.
Yeah, well, we're really excited to bring the Florida State Yo-Yo Championships back. We're going to be in Groveland, Florida. Literally, Groveland is a 50, it's a 50-minute ride from the Orlando airport. So, everybody who's familiar with Rosen, where they used to hold the World Championships here in Orlando, 45 minutes from International Drive. So you can fly into Orlando if you're coming from out of state.
So they'll have to probably rent a car or carpool or something like that.
Yep, exactly.
What the Uber charge would be from there?
It's probably realistically about a $70 Uber ride. Okay. But also 90 minutes
so
from
with
Gainesville.
the current inflation rate, it'll be probably about $400 by
yeah. Well, it should have only been about 50, so it's gone up quite a bit. But yeah, about 90 minutes south of Gainesville, Florida. But we've got disciplines for all levels of players, from our 1A Open division and our X division, which covers 2A, 3A, 4A, and 5A. We've got sport division, ladder for kids 13 and under and all ages. We also have sports freestyle division.
Something for everybody.
Something for everyone.
Okay, great,
we even have fixed axle division. We have a responsive division. We're introducing the duos division.
Let's just stop right there, folks, because I've been talking about duos for like several decades now. Finally, a championship is going to hold a duo competition. Tell us a little bit about the duo competition, because you need to start practicing with somebody now if you want to enter the duos.
Well, I've heard you say it before, Lucky, and yo-yoing by yourself it's okay, it's cool, and it's fun and all, but there's something extra special about having a partner, a friend to play yo-yos with. So the duos division is all about having fun. It's all subjectively judged. You can play any style you want.
So in other words, the judging is going to be, are the judges entertained? It may not be totally about the yo-yo performance skill itself. Were they entertained?
Well, the duos division 2 is so new, it's so loose, so we're going to be building the rules basically off of this first run at it. So whoever is having the most fun, whoever is entertaining the judges and the crowd the most while they're up there during their freestyle, that's going to be the team that wins.
Cool. So that's real exciting to me anyway. And we've got all these other divisions and all that stuff going on. So that's the great thing about a state championships. Everybody can get involved there. They can enter more than one division, correct?
Yeah, exactly. You can enter, if you want to enter the Open 1A division and the X division, that's fine, along with the fixed axle division or the responsive division or the duos division. You can compete in all of those divisions if you want. The only rule is if you're going to be competing in 1A Open Freestyle or the X division Open Freestyle, then we're asking that you don't compete in the ladder division because that's more of a sport division.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, what about swag? What are they going to get for prizes?
So just for registering, just for signing up, showing up, and paying the entry fee, you're gonna get an extra pass. So for a friend or a family member to get free entry, that's also gonna give them a free yo-yo. You're going to get a free yo-yo. You're going to also get a t-shirt, and you're going to get a lunch. So that's all included in the registration.
And Groveland has been very welcoming. That's the other thing. It's not like Orlando where they don't give two diddlies.
Yeah, no, they're really excited to have us out there. In fact, they've invited us out multiple times to be a part of their farmers markets on Friday nights. We're going to be there on December 9th, the night before, the Friday night before. Myself, along with some of the guest judges and some of the players.
And speaking of the judges, these are not just, grandpa that you pulled in to look. Tell us some of the people that are coming in. Pretty impressive list.
So we're really, really excited. First of all, we've got fixed axle yo-yo legend Ed Haponic. He's coming from North Carolina. Dennis Shatter, who's currently ranked number 3 in 2A. He's also former Florida resident and longtime NYYL judge. He's going to be coming down from Michigan along with Connor Skolton. Connor Skolton is a two-time 2A U.S. national yo-yo champion. He's also currently ranked number 2 in the U.S. Also another longtime judge. He judged nationals this year. I talked with Andre Boulay from Yo-Yo Expert. He's sending Eric Kolaski down.
Great.
So Sean Perez is co-organizing the event, so he and I are going to be there. In addition to having these great judges, and I don't want to release all of the names that are coming, but behind the scenes, I've definitely seen some of the registrants coming through. Hunter Feuerstein from Arizona is coming. Hunter has over 2 million followers on TikTok. Justin Dower, who's ranked in, I believe, the top 10 in the nation right now, maybe even in the world. He's a Duncan pro player. He's coming all the way from California. We've got top players from Florida who are going to be there. So I can already see that this event is starting to attract. It's one of the first, smaller yo-yo events coming back. Obviously, Nationals already happened. Last week there was the Chesapeake event up in the Northeast. When we're recording this. So yo-yo contests are starting to come back. We're really excited about this one, but we're really putting a lot of effort to make this year's Florida State yo-yo contest super special. We want to bring back that allure that Central Florida has in the world of yo-yoing. I mean, you were there.
And what is the one thing that everybody needs to bring to this championship?
Well, I would have to, I don't know, I would say something to play with, something to trade maybe.
Oh, of course, folks. Something to trade. We are trading. We are doing a lot of trading. I'm going to have a lot of stuff there for trade. I know Dano's planning on bringing some stuff for trading, and there'll be other people too. So get all your duplicates out. Get some of the old stuff that you used to throw that's a little bit worn and you're not going to ever use again. All that stuff. That's what we want you to do. We want to get trading going here.
And I want to mention about that. We're actually planning to have a special area for trading. Sometimes you go to a contest and you got something you want to trade, but you don't really know how to approach people or who's actually trading or selling stuff. So we're gonna do our best to make it very inclusive, very approachable, and make it known. Hey, if you want to trade a yo-yo, or you got a yo-yo to trade, or you want to get something appraised by somebody who might know more than you, we're going to have an area specifically for
And don't think that nobody will want your yo-yo. It may be a junk yo-yo you picked up at some, trade show somewhere that you think, oh, nobody will want this. But yeah, if a collector doesn't have that particular yo-yo, they may trade you for something for that yo-yo. So, get into the old toy chest, pull out all those yo-yos that are all clumped together and the strings are all tangled up, and bring all those with you, and let's work some trades.
Hey, if there's going to be any old school Yo-Yo Jam fans coming to the event, I know my friend John Bozung. He's coming out from the Pacific Northwest. He's going to help us with the ladder division. but I know that he's got a bunch of old new stock of Yo-Yo Jam
Oh,
yo-yos.
cool,
So
cool.
he's
There
gonna be
you go.
bringing those out.
Yeah. Maybe I'll be doing some trading with John. You never know. So hopefully, give us a date again. When is the registration close?
So the event is December 10th in Groveland, Florida. Registration is going to close just a few days before the event. If it does stay open, the price is going to go up. I will tell you that much.
Register now, folks.
And also, just so everybody knows, as of today, when this episode is airing, I mean, we've got over 24 people registered to play in the event. We've got over 30 to 40 people already registered just to come in and spectate. The building holds 235 people.
So there will be a cutoff, folks. When it gets to 235, the registration will close, even if it's early. So don't wait. Go on and get your registration in now.
Yep. The website is floridayoyo.com. We also have an Instagram page where we'll probably just be sharing stories and putting information up as we get that. That's at Florida Yo-Yo. We also have a Facebook event page underneath the Orlando Yo-Yo Club page. It's the 2022 Florida State Yo-Yo Contest. So make sure you hit interested or following with that. But Lucky, we're super stoked and excited for you to come on as the title sponsor of the event. And also encouraging us to start this duos division. I know you're going to help with some of the prizes for that duos division, so I'm really excited to see what you're going to put together for that, and also have
some good stuff.
Also have the opportunity to trade with you and some other folks out there at the contest.
All right, well, we'll get registered, and we'll see you all in Groveland in December. All right, you guys and gals, get your registrations in now for the Florida State Championships. And it's worth traveling to come and join us. And make sure you bring a lot of yo-yos to trade. Now, Sean is telling me we've only got about 5 people right now signed up for the trivia contest. We've got 20 slots. Once 20 are filled, it's filled. And I know we've got several more people than that are actually watching. Be brave. Join the trivia contest. It's fun, and who knows, you might even win. So, since we're almost to our trivia contest, you saw our prizes. We have that champion t-shirt and that cool pop art Duncan butterfly yo-yo, which is in that original package. Check the link out. It's up there right now. While you're logging in and signing in, because the trivia contest is going to come up just after I talk about these last 2 things that kind of caught my eye on the internet. The first one is this postcard, which was advertised on eBay as a little girl playing the yo-yo. This would be around the end of the 19th century or beginning of the 20th century for this postcard. A real find if it was true, but if you look closely at the image, you will see the girl is not playing a yo-yo. She is dropping a ball. And a lot of times these things are mislabeled. And the individual, I don't think, is doing it to be naughty. They just don't know what they're looking at. So always look at items really closely to make sure, especially these older ones when they're calling things that look like they may be a yo-yo. A lot of times they're just balls on a string or something else. So anyway, this next item is kind of cool in a couple different ways. First of all, it's a Kiss yo-yo. Yeah, there it is. It was produced in 1978. But it is a knockoff yo-yo, not a licensed yo-yo. And so I contacted some Kiss collectors out there, and there's a bunch of them too, just like yo-yo collectors. And they pointed out it was very cool, but not a licensed item. Matter of fact, they spelled Aucoin wrong. Aucoin was the band's promoter, and they collect those items that are from those Aucoin years. So anyway, it was spelled wrong. And it was such a poorly done knockoff, they consider it collectible. So just be aware of this if you see it online. This is actually not an original Kiss yo-yo, but a knockoff, but still kind of highly collectible. So anyway, just a little piece of trivia there about that Kiss yo-yo. Okay, let's jump into our trivia contest. How many people we got signed in there, Sean?
Let's take a gander.
Sean is checking to see our
look
numbers.
and see how many people we got. Don't disappoint me, everybody.
Yeah, don't disappoint us. Come on. We work hard on this trivia
we got
contest.
7 out of 20.
7 out of 20 possible slots, so 7's not bad. We'd like to have all those 20 slots filled. Be brave. Go on. Where?
Here, I'll
Yeah,
drop
he's
it.
going to post it once again so everybody can get a chance to get in. It'd be nice to have at least 10 people signed up. And again, you could win that very cool Duncan psychedelic butterfly yo-yo from the early 70s. Again, you don't see those on the original card hardly at all, actually, at auction on eBay. At least I haven't seen one in a very, very long time.
There is the link again.
There's the
Post
link.
it to Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook.
So whatever you're watching, you should be able to use that link and log in.
And we're gonna give it here. We're gonna give it a minute or two here.
Okay.
If you have any issues, just drop it in the chat quickly, so
Okay,
I can
and I'm
help you
gonna-
out. I don't want you to miss out.
We don't want to miss out, and it's fun getting to test your yo-yo knowledge, and some of these you are kind of almost random guesses. Matter of fact, one I thought I knew the answer to. I'm glad I checked because I missed it and I would have given the wrong answer. So your chances are as good as mine on some of these questions. All right, let's see. Are we? Wait a minute. Do I need to push a button here?
Nope. 1 second. I'm gonna get it going. I'm just connecting.
Okay, Sean's getting ready to post that trivia contest, and once it gets going, I'll be reading out the questions, and then after each question, then we'll show you where your rankings are. So it's a little bit of fun. Here we go. Okay, what year did the UVT Underground Video Throwdown premiere? 1999, 2000, 2001, 2002, or 2003? I hope you were watching the show carefully. And time has run out to answer. You guys got to answer quick on these. Go on and show them the correct answer.
Okay.
It was 2002, and if you watched from the beginning of the show, you would have got that right because that was up there when we were talking about one of those things. Okay, I guess let's see how our rankings are.
Okay. Let's show rankings.
All right.
No one got it.
Oh my gosh. Start watching and taking notes at the beginning of the show. All right. So that's I think that's the first time that's ever happened. Okay, let's go to the second question. Everybody's on the same rank. How many original Mr. Yo-Yo wooden statues were made by Duncan? A1, B2, C3, D4, E5. You got to answer quick. And here, time is running out. And the answer is B2. Again, if you've been watching the show from the beginning, you would know that. All right, so let's see how the rankings stack up here.
Okay, and the rankings are.
Oh, we got. Well, now how can there be so many different rankings if everybody missed the first question, Sean?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, it's done by time too,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I forgot to tell you. The faster you answer, the more points you get. So Tim Simcoe he was blazing there. All right, but it looks like everybody but Mr. Gates, who apparently was not paying attention during that little video clip on Mr. Yo-Yo. Maybe he signed in late, did not get the answer. All right, let's go to question number 3 and see how that pans out for everybody. Got a tight race here. What was the original price of the Duncan Pointy Boy Yo-Yo? 5 cents, 10 cents, 29 cents, 39 cents, or $1? Answer quick. You got 5 seconds left. 2, 1, and okay. Show us the correct answer. It was 10 cents. That was the little plastic styrene yo-yo. Had a little probably BB in it that made the little sound. You'll see them on eBay. They sell anywhere from. Actually, I saw there was a group of them. They had a pretty good price right now for. I don't know if it'll go for what that is, but anyway, let's see how the rankings change there with that. And let's see, the Simcoe is...
Simcoe didn't move.
Oh, Jimmy
Marshall-
Johnson was the only one that moved up in
Yeah.
the rankings there.
Oof.
And John Gates is either not answering the questions, has left the room, or is pretty unlucky tonight. So, okay, well, let's go on to the fourth question, I believe.
Yep, question number 4. Here we go.
Question number 4 coming up. Answer quick, folks. Which person was not a Duncan Yo-Yo demonstrator? Al Gallo, Pedro Flores, Barney Akers, Tom Radovan, or Jack Russell? You've got 5 seconds. Answer quick. Faster you answer, the more points you get. Boom. And the correct answer is Al Gallo. That was... Now, some of you may go, well, Pedro Flores. No, Pedro Flores was one of the very first Duncan demonstrators. Barney Akers, of course, demonstrated for years. Tom Radovan, before he started the Royal Yo Company, was a Duncan demonstrator, as well as Jack Russell. He demonstrated for years for Duncan and then went out on his own with just the Russell Yo-Yo Company. Al Gallo was in Canada with not only Cheerio, but later National, and I think he may have even advised in Parker too. But he never demonstrated for Duncan. All right, let's see how the rankings did. Well, we had a change, but Simcoe still is holding that lead and moved up a little bit. John is pressing him though, and Papa Yo, I'm not sure whose handle that is. He is in third place. It comes down to the last.
And look who just joined in. The Nickinator.
The
down in
Nickinator is
8th
at
place.
0. He started too late, folks. I don't think the Nickinator is going to come back on this one. We will see, though. We will see. Okay, here we go. Last question. This is for that very cool Duncan psychedelic yo-yo from the early 70s on the original card. Here we go. Let's throw that last question. Answer quick. How many yo-yos were used in making the 6-foot-tall yo-yo stature Mr. Bandalore? 603, 703, 803, 903, or 1003? Answer quick, folks. All right, and this was the one I thought I had the wrong answer. I built the darn thing. So anyway, the correct answer is A, 603. For some reason, in my mind, it was 803, and thank God I ended up checking. So let's see who our winner is for tonight's trivia contest.
Can you need a drum roll, please?
Yeah, a little drum roll here. Let's have it. The Simcoe! Oh, he held on, and let's see how many people got that question right. Nobody.
Yeah, no one got it.
Nobody got it.
Here,
How about that?
Can,
Even the Nickinator was a big goose egg on that.
everybody, okay, we had 4 people say 1,003. 3 people said 903. 1 person said 803. And no one for B and no one for A.
Oh, wow. Well, there you go. There you have it, folks. That's very cool. Congratulations to the Simcoe. He is not the Simcoe. We don't even get to use the Simcoe anymore because we do this live, and it's we don't have a Simcoe. We don't have to check the time codes. We know who won. So anyway, that was fun, and we'll get that Simcoe. Make sure we get your text us your snail mail address, and
Now I will also say on that, I just ended the game so everybody can see some summary results and the leaderboards, and take a look and just prepare yourself better for next time.
Yeah. I'll start watching and taking notes from the beginning of the show. So I'm just like that evil professor that'll give you something like that early in the lecture and then do a pop quiz at the end. Okay, well, that's what we had for the show tonight. I will say this next month is going to be very special because people keep asking me, what's my favorite thing in the collection, yada, yada, yada. So I am making a list of the 20th coolest things I have in my collection, and we'll talk about each one of those on the next episode. Of course, we'll go over what the leaderboard looks like for the National Yo-Yo Hall of Fame. And I'll keep you updated on all the cool things that are going on in the collecting world. So don't forget to sign up for the Florida State Yo-Yo Championships. We'll see you next month on December 1st. That would be the first Thursday in the month at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It'll be streaming on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. This is Doc Lucky signing off and reminding you that you can never have too many yo-yos. See you in December.